Hey everyone, I'm pretty excited about this particular unboxing because I've been working on a white Mini ITX build on the AM5 platform, and as you might know, there's pretty much no choice out there other than the Gigabyte X870 ICE model, which is white and looks really, really nice. There is an MSI alternative, which is B650, and it's got like a silver heatsink, but the actual PCB is black, so this particular one, it should be really good for my upcoming white build. But let's actually get on with unboxing it. This is the first time I've seen it, so hopefully it's the right package, hopefully they sent me the right thing. Yes they have. Yeah, that looks like the right thing anyway. So this is the Aorus 8X70i, I meaning Mini ITX of course, Aorus Pro ICE gaming motherboard on the AM5 platform. It's obviously got a PCI Express 5 slot for both the graphics card and one of the M2 NVMe drives. And obviously, as you'd expect, it's quite a small box considering it's Mini ITX, but looks quite simple and quite nice. On the back, you've obviously got details about the actual motherboard. Now, it's only got 8+2+1 power phases, but I knew that before buying it, and if you want to do like a white Mini ITX build with AM5, you haven't got that much choice. But this does include a Wi-Fi 7 support with the Wi-Fi Easy plug. It's a bit of a weird antenna and the plug, which we'll look at in a minute, but overall, you know, fairly simple, sleek box. There's no more details on the side or anything like that. Yeah, nothing much to know, so next we can just open it up. So nice sleek box, just a bit of paper to support it, and then you've got the actual motherboard itself, which is absolutely tiny. This is actually my first ever Mini ITX build and motherboard, so I'm quite excited about it. And I'll look at the motherboard in a minute, obviously, but I quickly just wanted to look at what else is in the box. So you've actually got, you know, this weird Wi-Fi antenna, which I just mentioned, so we'll just open that up and have a look at it. The reason I call it weird is it's quite big and bulky actually, and it's got this slightly proprietary plug on it. But actually in some ways that's nice, and it probably is nicer than having, you know, at least you can move it away from your case. It's a bit better than having that antenna stuck to your case, especially if you're doing a really small build, that might not be ideal. So in some ways you can hide this away. I'm going to be using Ethernet for this particular build, so it doesn't matter to me too much. But actually, yeah, I quite like this antenna. I've seen some people online say that it looks a bit silly, but I think it looks pretty good. And then you've got these fan headers, and some people online were criticizing them. I'll open them up so we can actually see them, and later I'll actually plug it in the motherboard too. But what this actually is because it's Mini ITX and everything else, the actual fan headers on the motherboard itself, which we'll look at in a minute, they're smaller than normal, and as a result you need to use an adapter. So literally this will plug into the motherboard, and then you put your fans as normal into them, and you've got obviously two of these because you've obviously got those two actual motherboard fan header slots. You've then got a little heatsink for the M2 pad, which we'll look at under there, an Aorus sticker, and then more stickers, and then you've got your installation guide and things like that. But that's all of that, and now we can actually get on with looking at the motherboard, which is the exciting thing. So let's open this up. Right, so that is going to be the motherboard. That is the underside of it. So we can see there, so you've actually got space, as is fairly normal for Mini ITX, space for an M2 NVMe drive underneath, and then you just screw that in. The side then for the I/O is quite nice and sleek, and it's white, unlike the MSI one, which I think is a silver one. So again, if you're doing a white build, this is excellent. Some people have criticized the lack of options on this particular I/O panel. I don't think it's terrible though. I mean, you've obviously got your 3.2s, you've got 4 of them. You've then got a USB-C and then a USB 4. Some people are saying it would be nicer to have 2 of them, but ultimately, you know, if you want DisplayPort, for example, you can just come through this USB 4, and I think that's actually pretty decent. Then you got your BIOS flashback and things like that. For your Wi-Fi there, as I mentioned, you know, you could just plug this in, slightly proprietary connector, clicks in there, and then you can put that wherever you want. And then you've got your actual Mini ITX motherboard, which looks absolutely lovely. It's all in white, as you can tell, and that's really a key benefit for this. You've got your NVMe heatsink there, which actually has a chipset fan too, which I'll talk about in a minute. But if we actually just go around the board, you've got your HD audio up here, which again, some people have criticized. I think GearSeeker's done a video where they criticized the location of this, which I do get. It is sort of a valid criticism to randomly have a HD audio slot like there just lying around. It does look like it's been plonked on as an afterthought, but at the same time, there are going to be some compromises with pretty much any Mini ITX motherboard, to be honest. You've then got your Gen 5 PCI Express slot. What's nice is it's got the easy release button, which Gigabyte have been rolling out on some of their models, and for a small form factor build, you need as much convenience as possible, so I actually really like having that button there. You know, your GPU will stay in place, and then when you want to release it, You can use the clip as normal, or you can use the button too. So that's just like a nice little feature. Obviously you've got your two DIMM slots for your RAM. I won't go through then every single connector, but this is USB 2 and these are your front panel connectors. So it's a little bit annoying to have it there. If you did also have, you know, SATA SSDs or SATA hard drives and a USB 2 there. But again, you know, you can cable manage that. It's not the end of the world. And then you've got your 24-pin power as normal. Then up here, you've got your chassis fan headers and a CPU fan header stuck in the corner over there by your 8-pin EPS for the actual CPU power. And then you've got an LED RGB header, so 4-pin one, and then 2 ARGB addressable ones with 3 pins, obviously. And then you've got your system fan headers here. I keep calling them system fan headers. Actually, one of them is a pump, isn't it? Although, you know, I've actually used that for my chassis fan headers as well. And basically, as I mentioned, you need to use an adapter for this just to save on space. You've got the full 4-pin one for your CPU fan over there, just in the corner. That's a full one. But for your other ones, you need to actually plug in this adapter. It's going to go in that way, I believe. You plug that in, and then when you come to do your build, you're actually going to connect into this connector instead, which I actually quite like, to be honest. I think that's actually quite a nice thing because, you know, you can just get out of the way and build on it. But maybe in some cases that would be annoying or whatever else. You do need to be aware of that. And that's pretty much it, other than the fact that you've got this toolless M2 slot. So we should look at that, especially since it's got chipset fan in it as well. And the way you actually release that is there's a little clip on the side here, which is kind of hard to get to because you've also got this really annoying cable there, which actually controls the chipset fan, which again, I'll show you. But basically what you've got to do is slide that out the way, and then you can slide this off. Maybe. It is particularly annoying. Oh, come on. Yes, there we are. Didn't break anything, luckily. But basically here, you've actually got a fan built into it. You can't actually see that. You know, this comes off. You can't see the fan, but there is a fan in there. And that's what this particular cable leads to. Obviously, if it was particularly loud, you could just unplug that, but you shouldn't do that because that could cause overheating, especially on a small form factor build. And then, you know, you've got for your M2 heatsink, you've got this, you just remove, and another bit there. And then you actually just put your NVMe drive in there. No need to screw it down because once you're done, you're just gonna put this cover back on. And then you've got to try and, you know, sort out this particular thing as well, which is really annoying. So that is in. So that's how you put it back in. You probably will need like a screwdriver or something like that just to, you know, open and close it because you don't really have enough room to get your fingers in. I mean, even my little finger, it just about has enough room to get in there. But then you're not going to have enough room once you've, you know, moved that little toolless thing out the way. You're not going to have enough room to actually slide this back. You're going to trap your little finger or whatever. But that is the motherboard. I think it looks amazing. I'm going to test it out and probably put separate reviews elsewhere. But I will leave comments, you know, in the description if I experience any issues with this. And as I said, I'll do a follow-up video at some point. But this is just an unboxing. I hope you enjoyed it. But if you've got any questions whatsoever about this motherboard, please let me know. And other than that, thank you for watching this unboxing video. If you enjoyed it, please click the thumbs up button and please subscribe to see more short videos like this. Thanks for watching.